Hi everyone, my name's Hetty Craft and I'm the designer of the Gynnes Cardigan. Today I have put together a video for you to help you to do the border motif and one of the more unusual lace stripes that are part of this cardigan. So I hope that this will be helpful, and please let me know if you have any questions in the comments. Today I'm going to be showing you how to do the border pattern for the Gynnes cardigan. This is a bit of an unusual stitch pattern, so I'd like to show you how it works. And I'm also going to demonstrate how to do the lifted stitches and the yarn over for one of the lace motifs, which is also a little bit unusual. So this is just a part of the pattern. I have cast on 24 stitches, and I'll be working from this chart, which is a piece of the chart that's available in the pattern. So as you can see, we start out with a purl 2 after your seed stitch border, and then you will knit 5. And then there is a knit 2 together. And then you'll notice that there are 2 yarn overs in a row, so we're going to make 2 yarn overs. Then we have a slip slip knit, and then we'll knit 5 more. Two purls, and then we're going to do that first lace chart, which on this row it's just 3 knits, so very simple. And 2 purls, and I have a knit stitch here to end it off. So now we're ready for row 2. On the wrong side rows of the 2 lace stripes, usually you're knitting the knits and purling the purls. However, in the heart motif in the collar, you always will have some work to do. So we're starting here, and we read our chart this time from left to right, and all of our symbols then mean the opposite on the wrong side. So we'll do a purl stitch and 2 knit stitches and 3 purl stitches and 2 knit stitches. And then here we have 4 purl stitches. So 1, 2, 3, 4. And then we have a decrease on the wrong side. So this is a slip, slip, and then it's a purl. So let me get that stitch purled for you. Now here's the tricky part. The black square means that there's no stitch for that area, and then we have 2 yarn overs. But before we make those yarn overs, we're going to drop the previous 2 yarn overs. So yarn over, and then the stitch on the back side is purl 2 together, and then we have 4 purl stitches and 2 knit stitches. Okay. So now we are on row 3, and we're working from right to left again. So we have 2 purls, 3 knit stitches, notice each time it goes down by 1, a knit 2 together, and every time you do those decreases in the borders, it should take you to the yarn over. So this was a double yarn over before I dropped it, but I'm going to drop both double yarn overs and make a new one, 2 yarn overs. And notice how I'm kind of holding that down with my thumb while I do the slip slip knit for the next decrease. My finger, sorry. Then we have 3 knit stitches, 2 purls, And then we have this unusual symbol. So the way this symbol works is that we are going to slip 3 stitches to the right hand needle. We're going to take the first slipped stitch and pull it over the other 2. We're going to slip the 2 remaining stitches back onto the left hand needle, and now here's our yarn ready to work. And then we're going to go knit, yarn over, and knit. And that will create that little hole. So then we have 2 purls and a knit stitch. Okay, so that's what we have so far. Notice that this looks a little funky right now, but it's going to get better. Okay, we're ready for row 4. So remember that, again, whenever we're working from right to left on the chart, we read the symbols for what they mean on the wrong side. So we have a purl, 2 knits, 3 purls, 2 knits, and then we are ready for 2 purls. We're going to slip, slip, and then we're going to purl through those 2 stitches. We're going to drop our previous 2 yarn overs and make 2 new ones. Then purl 2 together, purl 2, and knit 2. Okay, we are ready for row 5. Now in row 5, we are going to purl 2, knit 1, then we're going to knit 2 together. We're going to drop those previous 2 yarn overs and make 2 new ones. Notice I have my index finger holding onto them so I don't lose track of them. We're going to slip, slip, and then knit those 2 slip stitches together. We now need to knit 1 and purl 2. And on this row for this stripe we just knit 3, purl 2, and knit 1. Okay, that's what we have so far. So we're ready for row 6. In row 6 we have a purl 1, knit 2, like I said, for the most part you're knitting the knits and purling the purls, purl 3, knit 2, until we get to this motif. So here we are at the border motif, and the very first thing we're going to do is a decrease. So this was the one where we slip, slip, and then we're going to purl through those 2 slipped stitches. Oops, didn't catch that, but I can do it again. Drop the 2 yarn overs, make 2 new yarn overs, knit 2 together, and or purl 2 together, excuse me, and then knit 2. Okay, now we are ready for row 7. In row 7 we get to do an unusual little trick. Up to this point we've just been repeating the same process with a few less stitches each time. So here's what we'll do this time. We are going to purl 2, knit 1, we're going to drop those 2 decreases, and then we're going to work 5 backwards loop cast-ons. So I usually do this with my fingers. I don't manipulate the yarn with my needles to do this, but you'll have your yarn hanging down, and what you want to do is give it a twist clockwise and take that resulting loop and kind of see how this yarn is on top, and pull it across your right hand needle. So I'm going to do that again. I have the yarn across my finger and I just give it a twist towards myself and make a loop. And we need 1, 2, 3, 5 of those. So that's 3, 4, 5. Now, where the star is on the chart is the tricky bit. So if you look, you should be able to find 6 strands of yarn where you made those double yarn overs and then drop them. What we're going to do is go down through all 6 of them, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, go under all of them, and grab a loop of yarn from your working yarn. Now, you could just leave it like this and it will give a slightly different effect, but what I've given you directions to do in the pattern is slip that stitch onto your left-hand needle. You're going to kind of keep everything pulled really tight at this point, and you're going to knit through that stitch. So you can kind of see how you've gathered all of those stitches. So, and then we need to do 6 backwards loop cast-ons. So 1, 2, 3. Now notice I'm pulling these close but not super tight. 4, 5, and 6. Okay, and now we're back to a knit 1, purl 2, and now on row 7 here we also have that stitch that we slip over the others to make this thinner motif in the lace. So let me show you how that works again. You're going to slip all 3 stitches to your right hand needle. You're going to take the first stitch you slipped and pull it over the other 2. Then you're going to slip the 2 remaining stitches back to your left hand needle, and you will knit, yarn over, and then knit. Okay, purl 2 and knit 1. Alright, so this is what we have at the end of row 7. And now we're going to go across this for row 8 so that we're ready to start the repeat of the chart again. So we're going to purl 1, knit 2, purl 3, knit 2, and then we're going to just purl all the way across our border motif. So, and you'll notice that each of those little backwards loop cast-ons kind of loosens up a little bit as you work through them. So this is a place where it's good to keep your tension really even. And don't worry about it too much because it really does all even out in the wash. So we're going to go right across all of those stitches and purl every single one of them. Okay, and then we are ready to knit 2. Okay, so that is the 8-row repeat, and you can see how the motif is forming here. As we add additional repeats, these stitches that are right up here stretch upward a little bit and give that heart shape. I hope this helps you to knit the border on the Gynnes cardigan.